Hey guys, welcome back. So got a video for y'all today all about this palette right here. This is the Persona Indentity Two Palette. So we're going to be chatting about all things related to this palette, like pricing, packaging. We'll look at some swatches. I will show you a little side-by-side between the two palettes of Indentity 2 and Indentity 1. We will talk about the formula of these shadows, and I'll let you know what I think about that and how they are to work with. And then I'll give you my overall thoughts and impressions on this palette, as well as show you a little tutorial on how I did this look using this palette. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so starting with pricing and packaging. So the price of the Indentity 2 palette is $42. Here is the outside box on it. Pretty kind of purpley pink blue metallic duochrome sort of situation there. It's got the names on the back, so pretty outside box. Here is the actual palette. So it's kind of a blushy pink with sort of wine writing on it, which is pretty. And then you do get a nice mirror in here. So this is well-made, thicker sort of plastic packaging. So it feels nice and structurally sound. So good packaging on this one. Now compared with the Indentity 1 palette, this one is $32, but this one is cardboard packaging, but still feels like well-made and sturdy. But then it's got this pretty graphic on the front here. I was comparing the grams in each one. The Indentity 2 palette has a total gram weight of 13.8 grams, and then the Indentity 1 palette has 12 shadows that are 1.2 grams each, so I was multiplying that out, and that's 14.4 grams. Now I did get this a long time ago. I assume there's the same amount of product in it, and like, you know, newer versions of it, it's the same palette, but I'm saying I bought it a long time ago. So I assume it has the same amount in it, but just wanted to note that to you, that this has a little bit less in it. So price difference, really, I think you're paying for a little bit fancier packaging on it, really. I like them both. I think both packaging is totally fine. I do love this kind of design, though. I think that's really pretty. But I like this blushy pink as well. Now what you're getting in here color story-wise is more color in this one. So it's got neutral colors for sure, but then you've got some jewel tones in here. So I would say that this one is a little bit slightly more like intense, maybe is how I would describe it. Let me grab the Persona Indentity 1 palette. So this one, the first one, oh, this is gonna be hard to, let me figure this out here. Hang on just a second. Okay, here we go. I got it. So this is the Indentity 1. This is the Indentity 2. So this one is definitely more just overall neutral. This one has neutrals as well, but then you've got those jewel tones thrown in there. So I think that's really the difference in the two. Maybe a few more dark shadows in the Indentity 2. So I would say it's a little bit just richer is how I would describe the Indentity 2. So I think it's just personal preference, what you're looking for in a palette. I think they're both really fun. I'll get to which one is my favorite later on. But as far as what you're getting in here, here's the side-by-side comparison. Now for some swatches, starting on the top left side of the palette, this is honest, kind, loyal, independent, passionate, unique, driven, confident, empowered, resilient, brave, and limitless. I love those names. Oh my goodness, they just make me happy. So inspiring. And look at those swatches. Beautiful shadows. Okay, so let's chat about formula on these shadows and then my overall thoughts and impressions on this palette. So formula of these shadows, I think that it is a really good formula. They remind me a lot of Urban Decay shadows in that they are richly pigmented and a little bit goes a long way with them. So the mattes are buttery, pigmented, kind of silky. They are a little bit soft. I wouldn't say overly soft, but I would still definitely tap off your brush, but they practically blend themselves. And then the metallic-y shades, this is applied dry. I don't have any kind of setting spray with that, and they are just so intensely pigmented. So beautiful. So they are gorgeous on the eyes. They are blendable, easy to apply, easy to work with. But I will just say that a little bit goes a long way with them. So you don't need to dig your brush into there a lot. I would tap off your brush. So that's why I say that they remind me a lot of Urban Decay shadows, because I find the same thing with Urban Decay shadows, that I just don't need very much product with them. I tap off my brush with them, because if I do dig in too much, I end up with fallout because I have too much product. I just don't need that much. And they're just super pigmented and a little bit goes a long way with them. So I noticed that with these too. I don't notice a lot of fading with them. They wear really well throughout the day, so they are vibrant, pigmented, easy to blend and work with, Little bit goes a long way with them, and they wear well. So I really like the formula on them. So overall thoughts and impressions on this palette, I really, really like it. I think the quality is amazing. I think my favorite shadow in the entire palette is this one right here because it is so beautiful on the eyes, on the inner corners of the eyes. As a highlighter on the cheeks, it's gorgeous. I've got it on my cheekbones. That's why I'm showing you. It's on my face, and I think it works beautifully as a highlighter. Now, which one is my favorite of the two? I personally like the original because of the color story in here. I am just becoming more of a neutral girl. That's just kind of what I reach for more. So this one is still, I think, my overall favorite, but I would say quality-wise, they are very similar. I think it just depends on, do you like richer sort of colors? If you like richer sort of colors, like bronzy shades, I do love bronzy shades, but like richer dark chocolates and burgundies and these kind of jewel tones, then I think this one would be the one for you. But if you kind of reach for more traditional neutrals, then I would say this one. And this one actually has some, you know, like really good kind of cool tone shades in it. I still have all kinds of swatches all over me. We need to clean up around here. So anyway, I still like this one, but I do really love the quality of this one and do think it's a great palette. Okay, so those are my thoughts on the palette. So now we're gonna get to the tutorial. Let's get to that. Okay, so I've already applied some eyeshadow primer and set that with some face powder. So I'm gonna start with Loyal. Get some of that on a Cozette S175 brush. Tap it off a little bit and just build this up in my crease and transition area. This is a really pretty crease color. Okay, now I'm going to take some of Passionate on a smaller brush. This is a Morphe M507 brush. And just apply a little bit of this in my outer corner and bring it into my crease. Just for a little bit of like a, this is like a rosy, rusty sort of a color. So just to bring a little bit of that in there. Okay, now I'm going to get some of Resilient on a foiled eyeshadow brush from Makeup Geek. And I'm not going to apply this foiled, I'm just going to apply it dry because it's already pigmented. And I want just kind of a bronzy, smoky eye look, but not crazy dark. So kind of trying to keep it a little bit soft. Just going to do a little bit of blending to soften that. Then I think to add just a little bit of brightness, I'm going to get some of Honest on a tiny brush. This is an Alamar, some kind of little brush from Alamar. So get some of that on there, tap it off, spray it with some setting spray, and then I'm just gonna pop this right on the middle of my lids and just kind of build up this color just for a soft halo eye, just for a little bit of brightness in the middle of my lid. I'm using that Morphe brush, but I kind of wiped it off, so it doesn't really have any product on it. So just kind of really lightly dusting over to kind of soften everything. So now I'm going to apply some liner and mascara to my upper lash line and upper lashes. So I'm going to use this Mally Evercolor Starlight Waterproof Liner in Dark Chocolate and BH Cosmetics Stellar Lash Mascara and IT Cosmetics Superhero. So I'm gonna get this on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I also applied some concealer, powder, and bronzer. So for my lower lash line, I really wanna keep it fairly light just because the lids are pretty dark. So I'm gonna get some of Loyal on a Sedona Lace EB 21 brush. Tap that off and then just softly, let me get my hair out of the way, softly apply this to my lower lash line. And then because y'all know that I love that little brightness on the inner corners, I'm going to get some of Honest on a pencil brush and just pop this right on the inner corners of my eyes. And then I'm just going to finish up with some CoverGirl Clump Crusher on my lower lashes. Okay guys, so that wraps up this video. So hope that you really enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful for you. Please do a thumbs up if it was. Let me know down below if you've tried this palette. What do you think about it? What are your thoughts and impressions? I would love to hear that. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!